All right. Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the Baseball Replay Journal for a little bit more action. And we're playing with the 0-9 Washington Senators today, and we are hosting the New York Yankees. And here comes Phil Rizzuto, and he lays off of a ball there from Ray Scarborough, the Senators pitcher. 0-9 for Washington this season, and it's going to be a long season. You know that. 2-1 the count on Rizzuto. He lines it to first base, and Eddie Robinson's got it for the first out, that line drive. Here comes Tommy Henrich right away, and he takes one below the knees. Beautiful day here in Washington, D.C. 1-1 now the count on Henrich. Beautiful day in Washington, D.C. in game, and I'm actually a little further out in the suburbs here in Virginia, but it's a beautiful day out here as well in real life. 2-1 the pitch on Henrich, and there's ball 3-1 now on him. And there's a little ground ball up the middle. It goes over to Dente, throws over to Washington, 2 away. And here comes Cliff Mapes, the blog legend, and he fouls one over to the right, 0-1. There's a little ground ball to Yost, and Eddie throws over to first, and that does that. And here come the Senators in the bottom of the first inning. Eddie Robinson promptly slaps a base hit and through the infield, and we have a runner on first base. How about that? Bud Stewart up next, hitting .387 on the year, and we're going to swing away instead of bunting with him if he's hitting like that. We're not running Eddie at all. 0-1 now the pitch, and there's a base hit into center field. Eddie's rounding second base. He's not going anywhere. We're going to play it safe with him, and here comes Clyde Fulmer now. Runners on first and second now for Washington, and we have nobody out here in the first inning, and we are just in the start of things here in this game, and we'll see what we can do, see if we can get something going on. Hope that all is well with you. All is definitely well with us here. All is always well when we are playing Diamond Mine Baseball. 0-1 now the pitch to Fulmer, and he hits a little ground ball to Rizzuto. Flips it to Jerry Coleman, over to Tommy Henrich at first for the double play, and up comes Eddie Yost, now 2 outs, runner on third. Yost is hitting .189 with the on-base percentage of .333. Just can't hit the ball. 2-1 pitch to him is a ground ball over to Brown at third base, and he throws over to first, and that does that. Washington unable to make anything of that chance, and here comes Gene Woodling, fouls the first pitch off here in the top of the second inning. Fouls another one off, and it's 0-2 on him, and that pitch is high, but too high to be a strike. The next one's a ball, 2-2, and there's a big bender from Ray Scarborough, and now it's a full count on Woodling. Pops one up behind the plate, nothing doing. And here's another payoff pitch, and that's a little chopper up the first baseline foul. And Scarborough loses him there on that next full count pitch, and up comes Jerry Coleman. Jerry Coleman hitting .323, drops down a bunt to the third base side, but it goes foul and takes another one for a strike. 0-2 now the pitch on Jerry. 1-2 now. And there's a fastball inside, 2-2. There's one going out of play, another foul ball. And Coleman sticks the bat out a little bit, gets the little ground ball over to Dente at short, throws to Robinson at first. Woodling moves up to second, and we have one out here in the top of the second. And now Charlie Silvera, who is making his first start and his first appearance of the season, in for Yogi Berra, who Diamond Mine Baseball has determined is tired, and he has a 2-0 count on him now. Fouls one off, 2-1. And lays off another one, 3-1 now. And that's ball 4 to Silvera. And the Yankees are starting with something. And here comes Hank Bauer. And Hank is always dangerous. There's a ball low, 1 ball. And the next one is high, 2-0. And there's a swing and a miss by Hank, 2-1 now. And he fouls one off, 2-2. Let's see if Ray can get him. But no, Hank hits one deep into left field, but not quite deep enough for this ballpark. Stewart makes the catch. Woodling moves to third on the play. And now we have runners in first and third for Bobby Brown, and he has a 2-0 count on him, 2-1 now. And there's another one in there for a strike, 2-2. And there's a little liner over first base, just foul. Scarborough misses, full count now. And there's a little check swing roller to the right side. And yeah, boy. So this was a check swing roller to the right side. Robinson goes for it. Scarborough goes for it as well. He has it, then he drops it. Woodling winds up scoring from third. Silvera moves over to second. Brown's aboard in the air. It's 1-0 Yankees. Yankees don't have a base hit yet, and they've already got a run. And that's the way that this season has gone for Washington. And it's a really sad story. It is. Next one's a little ground ball to Dente, runs over to second, takes it himself, and that does that. We go to the bottom of the second inning, though, and Washington, despite having the only 2 hits of the ballgame, is trailing by a run. Alcozar now, a little ground ball over to Rizzuto at short, and he makes the play, and that brings up San Dente. And he has a little ground ball over to Coleman at second, who makes the play to first, 2 away. Here's Buddy Lewis. There's a strike on Lewis. 0-1 now the pitch on him. The next one is high, 1-1. There's another one inside, 1-2 now to Buddy. And that missed inside, almost hit him, 2-2. And there's a strike 3 to Lewis. He's out swinging, was fooled on that pitch. Here comes Phil Rizzuto now, top of the third inning for the Yankees, and he hits one high over to Clyde Fulmer in center field, and he makes the play, 1 away. Here comes Tommy Henrich now. 2-0 now is the count on Tommy. And 3-0. Scarborough having that control problem already, 3-1 now. And there's ball 4, third walk of the game given up by Ray. And here comes Cliff Mapes, and Cliff Mapes is a dangerous hitter, and we've seen that time and time again. 1-1 now the count on Mapes. And that one hits the bat for a foul. 1-2 now the count on him. Mapes fouls that one back, but Weigel can't hold on to it. And there's a little pop fly over behind first base. Eddie Robinson's got it for the out, 2 away. Mapes 0 for 2 so far today. And here comes Gene Woodling. 0-1 now the pitch on Gene, and it's 1-1 now on him. And there's a liner up the middle, and Kozar has it on the fly. Little line out to second base, and that does it for the Yankees. And here come the Senators, bottom of the third. Still no hits for the Yankees, and they lead 1-0. And Weigel, probably Weigel is how you would say it. He pops that one up to center field. Mapes has it, 1 away. Here's Ray Scarborough. And he lines one over to Henrich at first for the second out. 2 outs just like that. Here's Eddie Robinson. And he has a ball on him and fouls one back, 1-1 now. And fouls another one back, and it's 1-2. And Robinson gets into one into right field deep, and Bauer goes back and catches it at the wall. We go to the top of the fourth. Here's Jerry Coleman. 1-0 the pitch on Coleman, and now it's 2-0 on him. And now it's 3-0 on Coleman, and Ray walks Jerry Coleman on 4 straight pitches, the 4th walk given up by Ray Scarborough in this game. There's been a lot of self-inflicted damage here for the Senators in the early going. Silvera now looks at a strike, and now a ball, 1-1 now the count on Silvera. There's one upstairs way high for ball 2, 2-1 the count on him. And there's a little ground ball over to Dente at short, and he flips it over to Kozar and on to Robinson for the double play. And here comes Hank Bauer. Now nobody on. 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. 1-1 now the count on Bauer. And that one's inside. 2-1 on him now. And that's cut on a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 now the pitch. There's one line to right field, but Lewis is there, and he makes the play. And that does that. Buddy making the play on that one. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 1-0 Yankees. And Bud gets up here in the bottom of the 4th and promptly lines a single over to center field. 2 for 2 on the game for him. Here's Clyde Fulmer. Let's see if he can get some offense for Washington. That one's a ball. 1-0 now the pitch on Fulmer, and he fouls one back, 1-1. And play at first base. The throw is high. We're not doing anything with Stewart, and I don't think that I really want to. 2-1 now is the count on Fulmer. And he lays off a fastball again. We're going to take this next pitch, 3-1 now. And there's ball 4 around the knees. Fulmer didn't move at all, and Eddie Lopat has given up his first walk of this game, and it comes in a pretty critical position. Here comes Eddie Yost now. And Eddie Yost not exactly hitting all that well this season, the 22-year-old who's probably chafing a little bit at the bit because I put him in the number 4 slot, but this isn't a great Washington lineup, and he's a pretty good hitter, hitting 184. And he fouls the first pitch away, 0-1 on Eddie. And that one's outside, 1-1. There's a pickoff play at second, nothing happening. And there's a little ground ball over to third base, and Brown has it. He makes the play over to Jerry Coleman at second, but it's not hit hard enough for the double play, and so Stewart moves over to third. And Washington has something going for them now with only 1 out, and runners on at first and third. And here comes Al Kozar. Kozar's 0 for 1 today, hitting .231 in this season, and we're going to do a little hit and run. Let's see what happens. Might as well. Runner goes, and he fouls that one off. 0-1. We'll do it again. And there's a high fly ball to left field. Woodling has it for the out, and we're going to send Stewart. Let's see if we can outrun this throw. And Stewart slides in safely and makes the play. Now it's 1-1. Senators have got the run back, and boy, just like this is a brand new ball game. I wasn't expecting Washington to be competitive like this. The Yankees don't even have a hit yet. I bet you weren't expecting that when you clicked in on the video. It goes to show you that you never know what's going to happen when you tune into one of our broadcasts here. This has been pretty interesting so far, hasn't it? And Kozar gets the RBI, of course, on the sacrifice fly. And just like that, it's a 1-1 ball game, brand new ball game. Eddie Yost on at first base, 2 outs now, bottom of the 4th inning. And Dente up, and he fouls one off. and looks at one for a ball. 1-1 now, the count on Sam. They're trying for another pickoff play at first, nothing happening, and that one's high and inside. Ball 2, 2-1 now. And there's a screwball in there for a strike by Eddie, 2-2. And here comes Lopat again, back to first base, nothing going on there. And Dente gets a line drive that goes up through the middle into center field, and I'm thinking, are we going to send Yost to third or not? I think we are. We're going to send Eddie over there to third base, and he ends up being thrown out, and that is none other than Cliff Mapes making that play. So that was something that was interesting. That was a chance that Washington had to maybe put themselves in a position to try to earn that go-ahead run, but it just wasn't meant to be. And I do think that the Senators have to really ask themselves where the next win is coming from, and that's the reason why I'm playing a little bit more aggressively with them. Here's Bobby Brown, top of the fifth inning. And that's hit over to Kozar, and he picks it up and drops it, picks it up and drops it, and Bobby's on at first base. It's the second error by the Senators so far. Yankees still don't have a hit yet, and Eddie Lopat's up there. Looks like he's trying to bunt. Squares the bunt twice and fouls 2 off, and now the count is 1-2 on him. And Lopat lines one into right field, and Eddie Lopat winds up getting the first hit of the ball game for the Yankees here in the top of the fifth inning. Ray Scarborough has stymied them, and yet is facing 2 on with nobody out, and Phil Rizzuto at the plate. And Rizzuto trying to bunt and misses. That pitch misses and is 1-0. Interesting that Rizzuto would try to bunt here, and he squares again, and that one's popped up to Scarborough, who makes the out. Both runners hold. And so that's a wasted at-bat for Phil Rizzuto, and that's a real surprising decision. Here's Tommy Henrich now. I mean, I know you want to play for 1 run, but it's only the top of the fifth inning. 0-2 now the count on Henrich, and there's a ground ball to the right of shortstop. Dente can't get to it, and Henrich is driven in the run. It is 2-1 Yankees now, and we have runners again on first and second base for New York. So I guess that when Rizzuto can't quite get it done, when he can't quite drive that run in, you can always count on the rest of that batting order for the Yankees. The 1949 Yankees are one of those real fun teams to manage. Really, Boston's fun as well because you have guys who can hit up and down the lineup. It almost doesn't matter what order you put them in. Here comes Mapes now. He takes a ball. Mapes had that good play at third base, or from center field to third, that throw the last inning to stop the Washington rally. The count on him now is 2-1. Scarborough deals, and the count now 2-2. He gets a strike. Then Mapes looks at a ball. Full count now on him. And boy, Scarborough gets Mapes to swing at a bad ball, and that's strike 3, and up comes Gene Woodling now. Mapes not having a good game, having a good season, though. Pitch now to Woodling is 1-1, and that's outside for a ball, 2-1 now, the count on him. And Woodling fouls one back, 2-2. Woodling gets a base hit, finds a hole into the right side, and that one goes over to a short right field where Lewis has it. And Lopat looks like is going for home, which is a kind of a crazy idea, and we throw it home and we get the play at the plate. I'm really surprised here at how aggressive the computer manager is being with the pitcher, Eddie Lopat. If this were real life, I don't think that your real life manager would be running the pitcher that hard in only the fifth inning of a game in late April. But I don't know, maybe it has something to do with what was happening in spring training or something like that. I don't know. You can come up with your own interesting storyline as to why Casey Stengel is deciding to take these extra chances. The score now 2-1 Yankees in the bottom of the fifth inning, and it's a 2-0 count now on Buddy Lewis. And now it's a 3-0 count on him, and there's a strike 3-1 now on Lewis. And that misses, and Lewis has a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And now up comes Ralph Weigel, and we're going to go ahead and swing away with him. As one of these guys has this extreme, you can see it here, this extreme split, hit 139 against lefties in real life and 375 against righties, but if you look in at him, you'll see what I mean when I say the sample size is an issue, right? Because you can see he had, it only shows me the at-bats here, but 36 at-bats against lefties, 24 against righties. I mean, it's not enough of a sample size for any sort of significance. I mean, it's just complete randomness right now. 0-1 the pitch on him, and there's a little ground ball over to Rizzuto. Goes to second for 1, back onto first for the double play. 2 outs now, and here comes Ray Scarborough. And he fouls one off. 0-1 now the pitch on Ray. Little ground ball over to Rizzuto again. Phil Scooter having a busy day there at shortstop. He makes the play, and on we go to the top of the 6th inning. Here comes Jerry Coleman. He takes a changeup in there for a strike, and another strike there. 0-2 now the count on Coleman. Looks at a ball, 1-2 now. Another ball, 2-2. And Scarborough misses again, full count now. And Scarborough gets him, gets the outside corner, gets the call. Second strikeout of the game for Ray. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And here comes Charlie Silvera. 0 for 1 so far today. 1-1 pitch on Charlie, and that's a little low. 2-1. And that one misses outside, and 3-1 is the count. And there's a little bouncer to Kozar at second base and throws over to first for the out. Here comes Hank Bauer. Bauer takes a strike off the outside corner, 1-1, and there's a curveball that just misses inside. And the breaking ball right at the knees, 1-2 now the pitch on Hank. There's a curveball high, 2-2, and there's a pitch that just misses, full count. And Bauer fouls one off and then takes one high for ball 4. And Ray has walked 5 in this game so far, and he is his own worst enemy. Bobby Brown now. Yankees only with 3 hits in the game but 2 runs. And 2-0 now the pitch on Brown. 3-0 now. Washington has also committed both errors in this ball game. Scarborough pours in a strike, and now it's 3-1, and the next pitch misses, and it was close, but it misses anyway. Scarborough all over the place. Full count. That walks Brown after the full count. Here comes Eddie Lopat. And that's off the play. 1 ball on him. And there's a little ground ball back to Scarborough, who makes the play at first. And we go over to the bottom of the 6th inning. I've got to wonder how long we're going to stay with Ray. Eddie Robinson up now, and he hits a little ground ball over there to Lopat, and back over to the pitcher, and he throws to first for the out, 1 away. Here's Bud Stewart, and he swings and misses. 0-1 now at the count, and he grounds one past the pitcher and up the middle for a base hit, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Good game so far for Stewart, and here comes Clyde Fulmer. We're going to run Stewart. Let's see what happens. Doesn't get a good jump. 0-1 now the pitch, and now it's 0-2. Can't steal anymore. That's low and outside for a ball, 1-2 now. And that one's blooped over to left field, and Woodling unable to make the play. He takes on the short hop. Even with Stewart's speed, we're going to play it safe with him here, down by 1 run in the bottom of the 6th inning. And here comes Eddie Yost now with runners on first and second, and let's see what Eddie can do. Takes one off the play for a ball. 1-0 now the pitch on Yost, and that's a attempt at a backdoor slider, not open, 2-0. And that's high for a ball, 3-0, and we're going to have him take this next one. And there's a ball 4 way inside. Lopat loads the bases with his 3rd walk of the game. Another one of these games with all sorts of bases on balls. You got to question the umpiring in this one, huh? Here comes Al Kozar now with the bases loaded, only 1 out. 0 for 1 today, and he takes one for a strike. And he hits one deep to right center field. Hank Bauer's got that one. Scores the run, and that ties the ball game and sends another runner over to third base. That's Clyde Fulmer there on third. So Kozar able to get it done, not able to get a hit, but able to hit a sacrifice fly that goes deep to to right field. And now it is a 2-2 ball game. And the Senators are still inching their way back into this, and they're looking a little bit better in this game than they've looked in the past. 2 outs now for Dente, and he swings and misses at a screwball, 0-1, and there's a curveball now to him, 0-2, and that one's there for a ball, 1-2. There's a little pop fly over to Brown at third, and that does it, and we go to the top of the 7th inning, 2-2 now, and Rizzuto takes one for a strike. We're watching Ray here as the count is now 1-1, and Rizzuto gets a ground ball that goes past Yost to third base and is able to make it into second base ahead of the throw for a double. And that's really got to be it for Ray. Ray Scarborough has gone 119 pitches here in this game. Hasn't fooled anybody anywhere with anything. You know me, I hate going to this bullpen, but I fear that we don't have much of a choice, not if we want to actually stay in this ball game. It will be Milo Candini coming in for Scarborough. 4th appearance so far this season for Milo, an 8.31 ERA, which doesn't bode well, but this is the Washington Senators after all. 0-2 now the pitch on Tommy Henrik, and he hits a little pop fly that Dente is able to catch there at shortstop with the wind playing havoc with it. Here's Mapes, and it's a 1-0 count now on Mapes, and he hits one back and just manages to get out of play, eludes the catcher's grasp. Next one's a swing and a miss, 1-2 now the count, and there's a foul ball. And there's a swing and a bouncer to the right side. Kozar has it. Goes over to first. Rizzuto goes to third on the play. 2 outs now for the Yankees, top of the 7th inning. And here comes Gene Woodling. and he hits one over to Kozar at second base, makes the play at first, and that does that. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning now. Here comes Buddy Lewis. Exciting game. He hits a little ground ball over to Phil Rizzuto, that vacuum cleaner at shortstop. He scoops it up and throws over to Henrik at first for the first out. Here's Ralph Weigel, and he takes one for a strike and another one there for a ball. 1-1 the count. He pokes that one over to center field. Mapes doesn't move at all. 2 outs as Mapes makes the catch, and we're going to go to the bench, and we're going to put in Robertson. So Sherry Robertson is going to be the pinch hitter for the pitcher. Takes one low, 1-0. Takes another Eddie Lopad pitch high this time, 2-0 now. And there's a strike from the junk man. And there's a little ground ball to Rizzuto again at shortstop, and Rizzuto is all over that, and he's all over this game. And that's the 3rd out of that inning. Forrest Thompson is going to be the new pitcher here for the Washington Senators. Forrest Thompson has had quite a bit of work here so far, and we need more relief pitching on this Washington team because we're starting to run out of pitchers. 0-2 the count on Jerry Coleman, and he didn't swing there. 1-2 now is the count on him. That misses. 2-2. And now it's a full count. Can Forrest throw a strike? And he does throw a strike, and it's hit over past Fulmer in center field. Clyde goes back, and he is able to retrieve the ball, but not before Jerry Coleman makes it into second base for a double. And here comes Charlie Silvera now. 2-0 now the pitch on Charlie in a clutch situation. Here's a little pop fly over to Dente. The wind is playing all sorts of havoc with balls heading to the air here. Here's Hank Bauer, and he takes a strike of the knees, 0-1. That one misses. 1-1 now the pitch, and that's hit to left and deep and gone. And Hank Bauer, once again for the New York Yankees, as he's done so many times. Well, this is the 2nd time so far in this replay. Bauer comes up with the big hit in the big clutch situation, top of the 8th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Hank Bauer hits a 2-run home run. Runner on second base is driven in, and that's with 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. And just like that is 4-2 Yankees. And here come those Yankees, and this is what I was saying about the Yankees lineup. They have such a good lineup that you don't have any easy outs here anywhere in the order, I guess, except for Bobby Brown, who's up now. And there's a 1-1 count now on Bobby. And he slaps one up the middle over to Dente, and he throws over to first for the 2nd out. And here comes Eddie Lopad. Lopad staying in this ball game. 0-1 now the count, and 1-1 now. And there's another ball, 2-1. And that's fouled away. 2-2 now the pitch from Thompson. That's fouled back. And that's ball 3. And there was a check for a possible check swing, and Lopad held up. Forrest, you got to strike him out. There's a little ground ball over to Kozar at second base. Makes the throw to first base for the putout. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Eddie Robinson now leads it off for the Senators, and it's a 1-1 count on Eddie. Hits one right on the nose over to Bauer in right field, and that's 1 away. And here's Bud Stewart now, takes a ball and hits a little foul ball, 1-1, another foul ball, 1-2 the count now, 2-2 on Bud. And man, Lopad had him fooled, and that ends up being a little ground ball over to Coleman at second base, makes the throw over to first base, and that's 2 away. Here's Clyde Fulmer, and he swings and misses, 0-1 now, 1-1 now the count on Clyde. And Fulmer holds up, 2-1 now. Lays off that one, 3-1 now the count, and Lopad misses with a breaking ball that winds up outside. Fulmer takes the walk, and here comes Eddie Yost. And there's a fly ball over to Mapes over in center field, and he's got a beat on it, and that is that. Go to the top of the 9th inning, and here's Phil Rizzuto again, 1 for 4 today, had that double. 1-1 now the pitch to Rizzuto. Now it's 1-2 the count on him. He takes one off the plate, 2-2, and he fouls another one back. That's up and in. Full count now on Phil. And there's a base hit to right field, right in front of Lewis, Buddy Lewis, and Rizzuto now is the runner on first base. And this is what we were worried about. What was a close game is not going to be very close anymore. And what does Rizzuto do? There's a strike to Henrik, and Rizzuto promptly steals second base, showing us that he means business. Now the runner is on second base. 0-2 now the count on Henrik. That one misses for a ball. 1-2 now. And there's a second ball, 2-2 now, and that one's fouled back. And that's ripped into left center field for a base hit, and there's no way anybody can throw out Phil Rizzuto. He scores the 5th run of the game for the Yankees. This game started off with the Yankees not getting a base hit until the 5th inning, and just like that, they have 8 hits in this game. I guess they woke up a little bit late today, huh? Here's Cliff Mapes, 2-0 now the count on Mapes, and he fouls one back, 2-1. Henrik on first base. Thompson misses with another pitch, 3-1 now the count on Mapes, and now it's a full count. And Thompson gets him to pop one over to Fulmer in center field for the first out. One away here, top of the ninth inning, 5-2 Yankees. And there's a swing and a miss by Woodling, 0-1, and that one's high, 1-1. And there's another pitch foul back, 1-2 now the count. And that one's knee-high and in there for a strike against Woodling. Strikes him out, looking 2 away now. And here's Jerry Coleman. And he belts one way back into left field, but not far back enough. And Stewart's got a beat on it, and he makes the play. And down go the Yankees, but not before they get one more run, another insurance run. 5-2 Yankees going to the bottom of the ninth inning. And Lopat is still in there, and he's up against Alcozar and gets a strike on him right to start it off. There's a little ball lifted up foul and into the seats, 0-2. 1-2 now on Kozar. And he gets the base hit over Rizzuto's head. They finally figured out how to get one past Phil. There's a base hit, only the 7th hit of the game for Washington. There's a runner on first base now, down by 3 runs. Sam Dente up, and we're just going to have him swing away. And that one snaps in there for a strike. 0-1 now the count, and there's another foul, 0-2. And Dente pulls the ground ball over to the left side, over to Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto makes the play to second base, but not in time. Kozar is able to beat it out. And just like that, the Senators have something cooking here in the bottom of the ninth inning with Buddy Lewis coming up, nobody out, and there's some question about what the appropriate strategy is here. Do you bunt? Do you swing away? I think we bunt. Lewis is up. There's a bunt over to the right side. That one goes foul. Lewis is up bunting again. That one is inside, 1-1 now the count on him. And he bunts foul again, 1-2 now the pitch, and we take the bunt off. That was another ball, 2-2 now, and that one's high. Full count now on Lewis. And Lopat misses outside. I hate it when the game does this. It says, wow, a 3-run lead, and I think, what, did he hit a 6-run homer? No, he didn't do that, but he was walked. 3-run lead for the Yankees, and Eddie Lopat working on a complete game and pitching quite well today so far. And what does he do? He manages to walk the bases loaded here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And that brings up the catcher, Ralph Weigel. I've decided that I'm going to say Weigel. And we're going to take a look and see if we have anybody on the bench to pinch hit for him. We could always put this Jay Defani in, who had 1 at-bat in real life, 4 in the replay. I'm going to not do that. It doesn't look like there's anybody who quite has the same sort of numbers on this bench. Although I guess we have a little bit better slugging percentage. It's that on-base percentage I'm worried about. And so because of that, we're going to let Weigel hit for himself. 0 for 3 today. Not a fast runner at all. There's a chance he hits into a double play, but that would score 1 run. And he's jammed, rolls one to the right side. Everybody moves up a base. Weigel gets the RBI on this play. I'm not actually sure if he's credited with the RBI or not. He is, yes. He gets the run batted in, and there are now runners on second and third with only 1 out. And here comes Forrest Thompson, and we're going to take Thompson out here for a pinch hitter. And this has actually turned into a pretty competitive game, and that's been surprising because I don't think that the Senators have played any competitive games this year. I'm sure that I'm probably wrong about that. You can probably look back in the blog and find something. We're going to put Mark Christman in there. Mark Christman is going to be the pinch hitter there for Forrest Thompson. And now the pitch to him is high for a ball, 1-0 now the count. And he watches a strike go by, 1-1. And the Junkman delivers. Christman hits this chopper over to shortstop, and we are going to send Sam home. Phil goes to first base with the lead now 5-4. We will take a run. If they're going to give us a run for free, we will take it. And that means that Eddie Robinson comes up now with 2 away with a runner on second base down by 1 run. 5-4 Yankees here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And this is a exciting game, isn't it? 5-4 Yankees, 2 outs, runner on second base. That's Buddy Lewis. And here comes Eddie Robinson. Robinson 1 for 4 today, hitting .383 on the season. Good slugging percentage, 2 home runs. Here we go, and Lopat delivers, and there's a curveball that flies out of his hand. Almost a wild pitch. 1-0 now the count on Eddie. And that one hits him, and Robinson goes to first base. And that's enough from Lopat, and they're putting Spec Shea in there to face Bud Stewart. So Robinson is hit by a pitch. The pitch is way out of Lopat totally losing his control on that one, and he's had bad control so far in this game. And Robinson, meanwhile, finds a way to get on base, which is something. But what you really care about here is the winning run. That brings up Bud Stewart. Bud Stewart has been hitting very, very well today. 3 for 4. Had those 3 base hits in a row, hitting .429 this season. And here's Spec Shea to pitch to him, and that one's wide for a ball, 1-0. There's a slider, 2-low, ball 2. We're going to take this next pitch. And Stewart takes wide of the plate, ball 3. We're taking another one. And there's a fastball outside, 1 strike. We'll take the next one. And there's a called strike right down the pipe. That was probably your pitch to hit. Stewart lays off of the full count pitch and gets the walk. And man, oh man, the Yankees have no place to put anyone. And here comes Clyde Fulmer. And this is not the man you want to face with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs. And this game, which I thought for a while the Yankees were going to run away with, has suddenly become very close and very exciting. And I'm certainly happy that you've joined us for this one. This has been a real doozy. Clyde Fulmer now, bases loaded, 5-4 Yankees. Spec Shea here on the mound. All he's done is walk. He's come in to face Stewart and lost him for the walk, which loaded the bases. And here he comes to Fulmer with the first pitch. And that one's high for a ball, 1-0. And that one's in the dirt, ends up hitting the umpire, 2-0 now the count to Clyde. And there's a strike. Fulmer chases that one, and that was probably ball 3 that he chased. That's fouled at the plate. 2-2 now the count. And full count now. Fulmer's walked twice so far today. And he takes strike 3. He takes strike 3 at the very end of the game, and that does it. Clyde Fulmer takes strike 3 with the bases loaded, down by a run, and Washington goes to 0-10 on the season. Oh, man, what a way to end it. Oh, man, what a game. And, I mean, you can't blame him for taking it. It looked like Spec Shea didn't have the control with him, but he gets the call there at the very end. It ends up being 5 runs and 8 hits for the Yankees, 4 runs and 8 hits for the Senators. Senators with the 2 errors in this ball game. And this was a real doozy. I sure hope that you enjoyed that one. I definitely did. And I will see you tomorrow with more action. Take care. Bye.